So this is one of my exterior pieces, and I marked the center, top and bottom. In order to do that, you can fold your piece in half and mark it. So you fold it on the wrong side, and then you mark top and bottom. You will do that for all your main pieces. Also, I mark the center of my flap. My flap is connected to the body of the pocket. So now we're going to line up the two center points. If you're using fabric for the main body, you can use pins to pin your pocket piece in place so that it doesn't move. But I'm using vinyl, so I cannot do any pinning, so I can just situate it and hope for the best. So I'm going to sew across here, the top edge first. So this is our exterior pocket with flap complete. Snap in place. Now what we're going to do is attach the band. The top band. One for the front exterior, one for the back exterior. So when you prepare your pattern pieces, it will show you that you need to have an arrow pointing in this direction. So you want an arrow pointing towards yourself. Place the top band right sides together with our exterior front, matching up the center. So you would have fold this in half and mark top and bottom like this. So you're going to match up the center pieces, the center marks, the raw edges. We're going to sew across here using our 3/8 seam allowance. So I've sewn across the top edge, and now we're going to push this backwards, and we're going to use our hand finger press, and then we're going to top stitch across here using like a 1/8 to a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So this is the first exterior complete with the top band, and it covers the raw edges of the flap of the pocket. So we're going to set this aside, and then we're going to repeat the step of attaching the top band to the back exterior piece. Make sure you have your center marks here. You mark the center of your band piece, line it up again as we did before, pin, and then we sew across, fold up, and sew across again. So that's the back exterior complete, and the front exterior. What we're going to do next is close the darts. So we're going to fold the darts and match the dart legs. And we're going to sew from the outside in. And you can start with your 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch, and then you can narrow it as you approach the edge here. Repeat for all the darts. So these are completed darts and the exterior. Now we're going to place the two exterior pieces right sides together and match them up, and we're going to sew them together. So we're going to spread, open the darts. If you're using fabric, you can press. I'm using vinyl, so no pressing, and match them. Pin. And I sew around the side using our 3/8 seam allowance. You can double stitch at this area here because it's a bit bulky, or what I'm going to do is run a first stitch at 3/8 seam allowance and then another one 1/8 outside of the first stitch, so to reinforce the stitching around the sides and bottom. So I've completed sewing up our exterior piece, and now we're going to turn right sides out. As you can see, I double stitched around for reinforcement, and this is what we have. I'm going to turn right sides out. So this is the completed exterior of our tote bag, and what we're going to do with the side seam, we're going to open it and stitch it down. If you're using fabric, then you don't need to do that. You can just press it open if you're using something lighter like cotton. But because I'm using vinyl, I'm just going to stitch the seams open on both sides to reduce the bulk when sewing the other parts together. This is what it looks like. Good, let's move on.